What's up everybody? My name's Gabe. Shout out to Ballistic Golf. They hooked me up with a wedge and I'm here to review it today. The one I went with is a Covert wedge, 60 degree, 12 degrees of bounce. When they hit me up, I was extremely grateful because they kept me fresh and they threw in a towel on top of it, which is, you know, a cherry on top, man. They didn't have to do that, but they were kind enough to do it, so thank you guys for the opportunity. Now let's jump into this review. So when I pulled this wedge out of the box, I immediately fell in love. What got me the most is it's murdered out. Head to toe, grip, you know, everything, shaft, head. I like when things stand out, and you don't see many murdered out wedges, so that really caught my eye. I think it's a good touch on their part. Even their towel, the material isn't something magical, but it's a pretty durable towel. You can see that the stitching on the edges is pretty solid. I don't think it's gonna unwind or, you know, tear. It's got a long life in it. Another thing I want to point out is their attention to detail. I think it's really badass. Every purchase comes with a dog tag, and it basically just a rundown of who they are, you know, Ballistic Golf, authentic equipment, and then an assortment of numbers, and it says wage war on par. It's just basically they're saying what they stand by, and I think, like I said, that's a nice touch. I think as a company as a whole, they're killing it because they're very on point with their details. So we'll start off with the head of the club. It's got a decent size head, a good weight to it. I am a big fan of that. One thing that really stood out to me are the grooves. I compared it to my Titleist SM6. I played in a 56, and it kind of almost resembles a Titleist wedge, you know. And it's crazy because this company, you know, they're fairly new, they're up and coming in the industry, and for them to almost resemble some of the top of the line wedges, that's a big win for them. You can check it out. Moving on to the shaft, it is a step shaft, very solid. A lot of traditional wedges come with step shafts. This Titleist that I play has it. My Adele has it. But when it comes to shaft, a lot of it has to do with preference and what you're trying to get out of your club and just personal stuff, what you like. But off the bat, generally speaking, it's a strong shaft. You know, you're not gonna snap it, you're not gonna do anything to break it unless you're smacking it against a wall. But if you're just playing golf, chipping, you're gonna be fine. I also want to add that the paint or whatever they use to cover it in black is very good. Even for the head, I noticed that the feeling of it feels similar to the Titleist SM6 wedge. This paint job is very well done. It's gonna probably wear on the bottom, as you can tell on this club, but for the most part, you're gonna have to smack a good amount of balls to wear out the face of the club. I was hitting a few balls earlier today, and a little bit of the resin of the ball sits on the club after you hit it, so you do kind of have to wipe it, but I personally like that because you can see where you're hitting the ball on your face, and then it's kind of like a guide to tell you where you're hitting, where you miss hitting, etc. Now moving on to the grip, it's a standard velvet grip. I'm a big fan. I've said this before. I love velvet grips. That's my go-to grip. So right off the bat, I'm keeping it. I'm not gonna swap it. Again, with the attention to detail, very cool. They got on the butt end of the grip, they got their logo. Now let's talk about cost. This wedge as a whole comes out to $170. Quality is on point. Every review that I do about a club, it's not to try to sell you the club. It's not to try to persuade you to do something. All I'm trying to do is inform you guys, and I want to give you a rundown. I really dig this company, and if you dig it, I want to give you as much information about it as I can. That's all I'm here to do. You should check them out. Check them out on Instagram at Ballistic Golf. Now it's time to go put this baby to work.